before, and it turned out really good. So we're going to make another couple loaves today. So what we're going to do is combine 1 tablespoon of instant dry yeast, and 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar. Feed it. And then we're going to put it in 1 cup of warm water. So we're going to heat that up real quick. We're going to mix this all in together. It makes 2 loaves about this size. And they're really pretty loaves, and it's pretty easy to make. So while I was preparing for this, I put some of the oregano, rosemary leaves, and basil and salt into this bowl. And then this is 6 cloves of garlic. And this is about 1/3 to 1/2 of a cup of Parmesan cheese that's already been grated. This is warm enough, I believe, so we're going to go ahead and put this in. We're just going to put this in, then we're going to stir in our 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of dried rosemary, 1 teaspoon of dried basil, and 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, plus the 6 minced garlic cloves. And it smells really wonderful when it's cooking in your oven. Nice, beautiful herb smell. Just adding in the 6 cloves of minced garlic. And make sure I get all those herbs down into it. And give that a little stir. Okay, I'm going to add in my flour. And that, last time I made it, it was a little more sticky than I would have liked. So I'm just going to add 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour instead of the 2 cups because it was a little too sticky. And I needed it to not be sticky. It should be tacky, but not sticky. 1 cup. Two cups. And then we're going to do the half. And hopefully that will solve the problem, my sticky problem. All right. I make quite a mess with my flour, I know. Okay, and then we're going to put in the flour and the Parmesan. And then stir this all up until a rough dough forms. Oh, I can smell that garlic. Okay, so we got a rough dough going here. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick and get in there with my hands. It's really the only way for me to tell if it needs more flour or not, if it's too sticky or if it's tacky like it should be. Right now it looks a little sticky, but we're going to find out here. So as I'm working it, it's I think going to take a little bit more flour. It's coming out kind of sticky, but this is what we're looking at right now. And you can see it's a little sticky, so I'm just going to add a little bit more flour to it. See if we can't get that stickiness out of there. Sticky dough. So I'm going to go with about a 1/4 cup. Just kind of sprinkle it in. And see if that solves the problem. And this is a super easy way in an afternoon to get some nice, beautiful bread for dinner. Tonight we're doing a turkey frame soup that I make every year after Thanksgiving. And then we freeze what we don't use. So it's nice on a cooler day like this, we can pull that out and reheat it and have some nice homemade bread to go along with it. This is turning out beautifully. not getting that sticky so much. It's tacky, definitely tacky. Yep, now we're getting a little stick. Just want to get that flour, garlic, spices all nicely mixed in there together. You can see it's starting to shape up into a really nice ball. I'm just going to give it a tad bit more of flour. I know when I made it last time, I had some trouble with it sticking to the pan. So try to avoid that this time. I do have to warn you that once you start making your own bread, you never want to go back to store-bought. It's just so much better. Whether it's sourdough or like this garlic Parmesan herb bread, or whatever. It's just so much better. Okay, so it's not, yeah, we're pretty good here. So I'm going to transfer this to a lightly greased bowl and then cover it and set it in a warm place and let it rise for about an hour until it's doubled in size. Okay, I'm going to take my beautiful ball of dough, give it one more little patting, try to get cracks out if I can, so it's just one smooth, big, wonderful ball of dough. Okay, and I'm going to set that right down in there. Cover it with a clean kitchen and set it in a warm place to rise for an hour. We'll be back in an hour and show you the process of baking. Thank you. Okay, it's been about an hour and you can see it's doubled in size at least. Okay, so right now I have my oven preheating with a Dutch oven with water in it. I've not tried this before, but it's supposed to make a crispier crust and a soft inside. So we get our baking sheet. And we're going to drizzle 2 tablespoons of olive oil onto this baking sheet. I think I'm also going to add a silicone sheet. And I'm going to add a silicone sheet because last time when I made it, they stuck a little bit to the bottom even with the olive oil on it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and drizzle that. Okay. All right, so then, well, that's preheating. I'm going to divide this into 2 equal portions and shape each portion into a round loaf. So, they do smell amazing. So I'm just going to run this around a little bit, shaping it into a nice round loaf. Set it there on the baking sheet. And go ahead and do this one. And it didn't really stick at all, so that extra flour really did help. And it might be because we're at right about 7,000 feet. It could have an effect on that if you were more towards sea level or 5,000, 4,000 feet in elevation. I think I got a little bit too much on one and not enough on the other, which happened the other time too. Okay, 2 nice kind of roundy loaves. One always seems to be a little bit bigger than the other one. And then I'm going to cover these again and let them rise for about another 10 to 20 minutes. While my oven is preheating and steaming. So Let those guys do what they're going to do. Okay, so after another 20 minutes, they've risen again to about half of what they were. Okay, so they've got the olive oil base that they're on. I've taken my pan out of the oven. I let it steam in there for probably about 20 minutes. So hopefully that will give us a nice crisp crust. I guess we'll see. So we are going to put about a half a tablespoon of butter on top of each one. So you've got your oil beneath, you've got your butter on top. And then off they go into the oven for 18 to 20 minutes. I'm going to set it for 20 minutes, check it at 18. Again, because of our elevation, sometimes things have to cook a little bit longer, but I don't want to overcook it, obviously. So that'll be our next video. Okay, that's our timer. Let's just see what we have in the oven. Turn this a little bit over here, okay. Smells amazing in here. Oh, look at these beauties. Okay. There's our beautiful, beautiful roll oven. Now let's just see if they're done yet. Okay, I'm gonna, one way to tell is if they sound hollow. I'm gonna let these brown up just a little bit more. We'll give them another 10 and then see how they turn out. Okay, so I put them back in for just a little bit longer. And they look beautiful. And they smell amazing. Here they are. 2 beautiful garlic Parmesan herb loaves. Really easy to do. Doesn't take too long. And you get an amazing bread. And I think this time we're going to get a crisp crust. So that trick works. Putting boiling water in an oven and letting it boil for like 10 minutes or so. Taking it out of the oven, putting in your bread, and getting a really nice crisp crust. So thanks for watching. I hope you'll make some soon.